Coming up today on Locked On Texas Tech, bonus edition number 1 is the Red Raider.
You are Locked On Texas Tech, your daily podcast on the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Great to be with you again on Locked On Texas Tech on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day, always free and available on YouTube or anywhere you get podcasts. With the only Chris Level, I'm Casey Cowan, back again for an on-the-fly, off-the-cuff, celebrate good times kind of edition of the program. Chris, this is the kind we really like to reconvene for, as the nation's top overall rated prospect has made a call for the good guys. LaDamian Guyton and a State of Georgia heist we alluded to on a previous episode, but now has come to fruition. And I tell you, it's not really something I can compare anything previous to. So I'm feeling feelings I've never felt before. Edge rusher, defensive impact guy, and everybody in the country wants him. This day does not end their pursuit of him, Chris, but for the time being, good vibes for the Red Raiders all the way around.
Yeah, man. I mean, give me all these kinds of, spontaneous shows. It's a good day in the 806. There's no doubt. We talked about him in the show this morning. LaDamian Guyton is somebody that is thought to be the number one overall prospect, regardless of position, in the country for 2027, which I think we're now understanding that is maybe changing into 2026. So you may not have to wait to open up your present for too much longer. But Tennessee, Florida State, and then really Georgia. That's some good company to be in. One, and two, you're trying to take some risks. You're trying to think outside the box a bit. We kind of explained that. I think this is a similar contractual offer to Felix Ojo, but what it's going to do, Cowan, is that if you can hold on to him and Ojo and everything like that, and you keep this class together, there's no guarantees in recruiting. We know that. You just established that, but you're looking at one of the best classes on paper in Texas Tech history, and this is really the main point: is you will have one of the best safeties in the country, one of the best offensive tackles in the country, one of the best defensive ends / edge rushers in the country. I mean, you've peaked out at some of these positions to where you've arguably got the best or one of the very best at these spots. And that's what is fascinating to me. It may not pay as much immediate dividend as like the portal type scenario, because these kids it may take a year or two to really, but these are the chances they're willing to take, man. And it's very specific, because I think at this point, only 2 offensive tackles and 2 defensive ends have gotten a similar offer here. That's it. And so far, you've gotten commitments from 2 of them. I think you lost one to a Big 12 conference foe, and then you still may get the other offensive tackle that you've kind of had a similar offer to. So, hey man, big risk, big reward. The dice are in the hand, and they are willing to roll them. So let's go.
Yeah, and we've talked a little bit in previous conversations, whether about him or Ojo or whoever it might be. The thought of, I guess, a longer term willingness to commit or something along those lines has made a difference in some of these cases. And it sounded like, based on our last conversation, that was definitely a part of this.
Yeah. And so you've offered big dollars allocation. And I think it's the longer term. Now, I think with Ojo, we were told Texas was willing to go 2 years. Ohio State was willing to go 2 years. And nobody's willing to go that third year. And you got the player. I don't know, in a similar vein, I don't know about Guyton and if other folks are willing to go that third year. I think that would be because who you're going to have to hold off here is Georgia, just because they have home field advantage here. I don't pretend to know how much pressure he would be getting around the community and the state. I'm guessing there in Savannah, it's big dog country and whatnot, right? But you do have his quarterback coming here in Stephen Cannon, so that's a built-in advantage. But here's the other point that I wanted to make, Calvin, is that I've seen there's a couple of things I've seen, because this has triggered a lot of folks. This has ruffled the old feathers, and you're like the new guy to the party. And there's a lot of commentary out there about if he's including Texas Tech, or if this is where he's going, he's not serious about football, just money. And I get the which one of these is not like the other. I mean, like when you're talking about Florida State, Tennessee, and Georgia, I mean, these are playoff teams from previous years, or teams that have won championships and all these things. But you are very serious about football. You're trying to be, because this is the point why you're trying to take some of these risks. You're trying to roll the dice a little bit here. You're trying to. We need more people like you guys have had. So we're trying to catch up. And the other point I want to make too is that I think a lot of the fans of your own school and others feel like you're in this kind of 1 year window. All the chips are in the middle of the table. You went portal heavy and everything like that. But this is kind of like, hey man, we're just going to swing and let's see what happens. And then, may not. This news of today, the Ojo news, the fact that you front loaded so many contracts in the NIL portion and you saved a bunch of technically rev share money. This is all about getting good and staying there, or trying to create a level of sustainability with what you're trying to build here. And you feel that premium positions are worth certain dollars, and you're willing to make some guarantees. And again, not without risk, because if they don't work out or they get hurt, you're kind of stuck there, and you may not have as deep of a football team as others do. But you may also have multiple all-conference guys too, if this all works out. But you're here trying to make this a party well into the night, not just show up and leave an hour and a half later. I mean, you're trying to have some fun for a while here, not just a 1 year scenario, but you are serious about football here. This is why you're willing to take some of these risks.
Amazing to see. I will confirm my socks are blown off by this one. First, today's episode brought to you by Monarch Money. Ever check your bank account and wonder, where did all the money go? Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it can be easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app, it's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place, so you stop just managing your money and start building wealth. You're going to love the all-in-one convenience. Instead of juggling multiple apps, you can use Monarch to check your finances, track spending, and even plan long-term goals. So take control of your finances with Monarch Money today. Use our code LOCKEDONCollege at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com and our code LOCKEDONCollege for half off your first year. Amazing to see. I will confirm my socks are blown off by this one. I mean, just thinking about this kind of heist out of the state of Georgia, and the conversation is not etched in stone yet. But we know obviously off to a great start and a big bit of news via this announcement from LaDainian Guyton for Texas Tech, and keeping some of that momentum rolling, Chris. It's been in no short supply for quite some time now as we've rolled through the off season. We are all crossing every body part we got that you're able to live up to some expectations. When you actually field the team and have to do something this fall to keep the momentum rolling further. But what a ride. And you and I kind of get together every once in a while, and it sort of feels like, all right, well, here's where you put a bow on this part of the calendar, or you sort of put a cherry on top here, and it's just a bowl full of cherries at this point in time. And I know that triggers you as an enemy of the cherry community. So I don't mean to use that on purpose to bring you down today, but you know what I'm saying, man. It just is a party that hasn't stopped yet.
Yeah, I mean, a bowl full of cherries, I would dump them out because the cherry has a seed in some cases and a stem, and I'm not a fan of either. I just don't think the juice is worth the squeeze. That little tiny punk fruit, it just doesn't do anything for me. But no, you've been able to carry on the momentum, no doubt. And at some point, yeah, you have to have proof of concept. You have to have proof of ability. Well, this is working, or we can get you here. We can develop you. We can go win big time. There's no doubt that is coming. But the agent community, I think, in some weird way, is helping you here because you've been so good on your word, and your money has been exactly what you said it was going to be. There's been no shadiness from your coaching staff about. Yeah, well, like no empty promises made, and I think that's helped your situation in general, with a lot of players and everything like that. So, but this was a fun one, and I mean 6'3", 240. I think in like 30 varsity games, he averages about like a sack every 1.5 games. He's got like 30 something tackles for loss. And he's the targeted guy. He's probably getting the offensive line shifted over there multiple times. And I just like it because his high school jersey says Raiders across it. So he can still be a Red Raider, just going to be a red one when he gets to Lubbock. But no, it's great news, man. Go dance a jig. The one thing you worry about is if Georgia, probably specifically, says, okay, LaDamian, we'll guarantee you the third year. We'll match that would be the only or my main concern there. But short of that, man, I mean, I think you're in pretty good shape here because he didn't have to. And let me ask you a question. Would you have been in a position in high school to reclassify, like have all your ducks in a row and like go sit in Counselor Smith's office and say, Counselor Smith, I'd like to get out of this thing early. I mean, I think they would have laughed in my face if I sat in that count. They'd be like, no, man, you probably need to stay here longer. But that's where we're at here.
Yeah, reclassifying going in the other direction. You can't jump ahead, but
I got to repeat
the 10.
Yeah, I got to repeat.
Yeah, they would have been open to that. Man, amazing news to celebrate and so much fun because of the position as well, and just continuing to keep the momentum rolling, which we hope we're going to follow up with some doves. That time is almost here, Chris. Thanks for a little extra time today, man, to celebrate this announcement, and it's feel good season all over once again.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, this is like we often say that about like seeing Bigfoot or seeing the woolly mammoth, whatever. But that's what a day like today. I mean, the number one player in the country in football, and he plays a defensive edge position. Are you kidding me? This is like when I see these lists, I used to be like, yeah, I don't even want to learn about that guy because there's no chance that he's coming to Lubbock, Texas. Probably, potentially playing against you if he's lining up in a whatever. But yeah, I mean, this is rare, man. Even as much as the Ojo thing, this is even rarer. Is that a word? This is why they keep me in school. Chris uses words like rarer. Yeah. So, yeah.
It's rarer than rare, Chris.
Yeah. No reclassification for you, Mr. Level. Okay. Sorry.
Ojo is a lot of fun. This one, from a location standpoint, I think is what's kind of added a different layer to this one, obviously, and from a ranking standpoint, doesn't get any better. So we'll feel good about this one for a while and just wait for the next one to pop, I suppose. I'm not going to put any more ribbons, bows, or cherries on top of anything.
Well,
I'm just going to leave the door open for the good times to roll in.
Keep in mind your boy Blanche out there going, I'm gonna steal somebody, and this one is not one that they stole. They just stole from the ether. But I think he's looking to poach. If you're underpaying, we will compensate you accordingly here. So if you meet our criteria, so yeah, may not be done yet.
All right, filing it away. The file cabinet's getting full. Chris, appreciate your extra time, and thanks to everybody out there for joining us on the fly as well for this exciting off-the-cuff edition of Locked On Texas Tech. Appreciate the everydayers and the twice-a-dayers for always being out there riding along. And, of course, the Matador Mob as well. Hit the show notes and find a link to a free 14-day trial That's your direct line to Chris and myself with one-on-one text sent straight to your phone. For Chris, I'm Casey. Thanks as always for the time, and we hope to see you back for the next round on Locked On Texas Tech.